Basic concepts. You need to learn a few basic concepts before you start writing code using an object-oriented programming language like Java, C++, or VB.NET, or object-based programming language like Visual Basic. This lesson will introduce you to some of the fundamental concepts of object-oriented programming. The main concepts are objects, classes, data encapsulation and abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, interfaces, and packages. Each concept relates to the real programming language that you will be learning in the next chapter. All the software packages uses these features to make it more user-friendly. For example, MS Office, Adobe Photoshop, Flash, etc. Object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is an approach to program organization and development. It has nothing to do with any particular programming language. The major objective to develop this concept is to eliminate some of the flaws encountered in the procedural approach. OOP does not allow data to flow freely around the system. It ties data and functions that operate on this data and protects it from unintentional modification by other functions. This is known as data hiding. The more emphasis is on data rather than procedure. Any problem is analyzed in terms of objects and the nature of communication among them. That is the kind of operations to be performed by those objects. Program objects should match closely to the real-world objects. Object. Objects are the basic entities in an object-oriented system. It may represent a person, a place, a bank account, or any item that a program may handle. A problem is decomposed in a number of entities called objects, and then we build data and functions, methods to perform operation on this data, around these objects. The combination of data and methods make up an object. Object is equal to data plus methods. An object represents a bundle of related attributes and behavior. Each object contains data and code to manipulate the data or methods. The data of an object can be accessed only by the methods associated with that object. This way, data is hidden from the external functions. The entire set of data and code of an object can be made a user-defined data type using the concept of class. Class. A class is a collection of objects of similar type in the real world. For example, mango, apple, and orange are members of the class fruit. In the same way, Maruti, Wagoner, Alto, Santro, Honda City belong to the class car. A class is an object-oriented programming language, is a blueprint or prototype from which objects are created. A class defines the attributes, shape or state, and behavior of a real-world object. Once a class has been defined, it becomes a user-defined data type, and we can create any number of variables or objects of that type. All objects contain the attributes or data members and the behavior or method members of the class with which they are created. The method members are used to access and manipulate data members. Example, class, student, curly brackets open, / data members, int, roll number, semicolon, string, name, semicolon, int, marks 1, semicolon, int, marks 2, semicolon, int, marks 3, semicolon. / method members, public, get data, bracket open, int r, string na, int m1, int m2, int m3, bracket close, curly bracket open, / statements, curly brackets close. Public, calculate result, bracket open, bracket close, curly brackets open, / statements, curly brackets close, curly brackets close. In the above example, a class named student is created. There are 5 data members and 2 methods to operate upon the data. The code for methods will be provided by the programmer creating the class. This you will learn in next classes gradually. Obviously, all the students will be having some roll number and name along with marks in 3 subjects. So, we have written the method to provide the values of these data members and another method to calculate the result of the student. Every object of this class will have all the data members and method members. Once a class is defined, we can create any number of objects of the type student. Student object 1 is equal to new student bracket open bracket close semicolon. Student object 2 is equal to new student bracket open bracket close semicolon. Both the objects, object 1 and object 2, will have all the data members and method members to operate upon its own data.